Hello.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
How are you? Can you hear me right now?
I can. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello, everyone.
Hello. So I've already introduced you, but can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, first of all, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for reaching out to me and sharing my story a little bit more with all of you. Hello, everyone. My name is Nursena. I'm 25. I'm an architect. I do acting and modeling for 5 years, and most probably I am Miss World Turkey 2022/2023 as I still prepare for Miss World journey. I'm so excited to meet you and share my story. Hello, everyone.
So I did not know until today that Miss World had been postponed. So what is it like knowing that you essentially have an entire extra year for your reign and now you have more time to prepare?
Yes, as you said, I did crowned maybe over a year ago, and I'm preparing for Miss World more than 1 year. So it is very exciting, and at the same time, I feel like yes, it is my time to compete and to represent my beloved country, Turkey, in the stage. But to be honest, at the beginning, when I heard the news about postpones, I was a little bit stressed because I was so ready to meet all of my Miss World sisters. But after that, I see this as an opportunity to represent my country with a lot of skills. I just prepare much more than that. So yes, I think it's an opportunity.
Tell me a little bit about your national competition and what that was like for you to be crowned Miss Turkey World.
That's a great question because just before the Miss Turkey, I was completely different person, I must say. And throughout all this journey, with all of my preparation, I became whole another personality. I'm so happy who I am right now. A more resilient, more compassionate, more determined person right now I am. So I think it is so important to staying true to yourself throughout this journey, because sometimes pageant preparations is overwhelming, as you may know, because we are living in a society with how can I say, with societal norms. And after my reign, I did face some obstacles, as you may know, with societal misconceptions, I must say, because people think that pageantry is all about objectifying women and having some external validation with our appearances. But I have to them this is nothing something with having some external validations and comments about our bodies. It is all about having advocacies, having purposes. So I showed them, and I'm so happy to change their misconception about beauty, especially in Turkey, because Turkey isn't big as maybe America or India or South America. People didn't know uh, pageantry. People didn't know what is Miss World, and I showed them. And I started with my own family. Even my own family didn't know what is this? What are you really competing for? And then with all of my hard work, all of my passion, I showed them what is really meaning.
So why did you choose to compete in the Miss World organization?
I think it all started with my humanitarian projects just before the Miss World competition. I was working with NGOs as an architect. We are creating safe spaces for underprivileged people. And then I think that, okay, it is my time to compete on an international stage, because I think that it is so important to use our platform, use our skills for a greater cause. And at that time, I was using my skills, expertise as an architect to do something greater than by myself. But I think, yes, I am ready to compete. I am ready to represent my country with my own projects, Beauty with a Purpose project. And I think the main thing is Beauty with a Purpose. Beauty with a Purpose is more like being an ambassador. Okay, being an ambassador and carrying those legacies under Miss World titles. So I think um, I was literally striving for this. So I'm so happy to be having this opportunity.
So what is your Beauty with a Purpose cause?
Actually, it was started, it isn't started, I'm sorry, it isn't started, the idea of a project, because my country recently experienced two devastating earthquakes and dozens of powerful aftershocks. And it didn't start, okay, I have to do some Beauty with a Purpose project, but it was my duty as a responsible citizen. So I did started to collaborate with initiatives, NGOs, and individuals as a humanitarian, not with my title of Miss World Turkey. Then it's evolved to another thing as a project. So I did, as I said, collaborated with different NGOs as an architect, but at the same time as a Nursena. It was so heartwarming moments when I create safe spaces for children, that underprivileged people who did experience earthquakes, they did not have safe spaces to live. They don't have necessities, basic necessities like food and sanitation. So I did use my expertise to do this, to provide them the necessary thing. So yeah, it was something that I am really looking for showcase with all of my contestants, my fellow contestants in the Miss World stage.
That's really cool that you were able to use your profession as a way to serve your community in terms of being able to help rebuild and provide safety for those that lost it in the earthquakes. That's actually really cool. I stink at math, so I would never be a good architect, but I'm very glad that you are, because it made such a big difference. So when you are looking at who you are as a title holder and who you are as a person, what would you say is the biggest misconception about you?
About me particularly, as I said, when people see you are a beauty queen, people think that you are here for the objectifying yourself. You are here for external validations, but I just want to show them. I just want to inspire young generation with my story, right? This is all about sharing our true stories. So with my social media, I try to showcase what is the real beauty. And I just want to show them the real beauty comes from within. When people when people see your projects, your hard work, your dedication, they will understand what is really about. So I think, yes, there's a lot of misconception, but I see them as an opportunity to change their mindset and misconceptions. So it is normal to me. I feel like it is my a daily routine to change people mindset about beauty queens, about pageantry. But I'm so happy to be part of this, to change this misconception.
I love that. Yeah, the idea of what pageantry is and what pageant title holders are and what beauty queens are is changing so greatly, and it's awesome to have individuals like yourself who really are breaking down the stereotypes, which many of those in the comments have mentioned. If you were to finish the sentence, I want to be remembered for, what would that be?
Hmm. I want to remembered for my personality, my dedication, and my compassion, and my empathy, I think, because I am coming from a very different background with my father and mother, and I they don't have the same race, so I saw it as an opportunity to have wide range of mindsets and perspective, so I can easily understand their needs, their problems with my empathy, with my compassion and dedication. And also people, my close friends think that I'm very hardworking because I love hardworking. I love seeing its results. So yes.
I love that. So going back to competing at your national pageant, you had an onstage question, correct? So,
I'm
did you have an onstage question?
in my international.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So how did you prepare yourself to answer, to be confident in that moment?
Well, actually, they just, how can I say, they didn't give us any questions beforehand, but I was just thinking, what will they ask about me, my personal information. I knew that they will ask me something related to architectural background, so I was prepared for this question. But at the same time, it is so easy for me to give questions in my own language. So yes, I have to say that I didn't that much prepared because I knew that the only thing that I have to do is staying true to myself and with the others and keeping my authenticity real. This was my main, maybe the purpose when I was on the stage. Then they asked me some questions, maybe two or three different type of questions, and I did give my answer with all of my authenticity. I think that's why I won the title.
I love that. I think authenticity is really a big conversation right now in pageantry, and being authentically you and showing that we are just normal human beings. We're not always glammed
Exactly.
up and in dresses, I think is really important. So I love that you were able to be authentically you, and that was what helped you win your title. Was
Mhm.
this your first pageant?
Yes, it was my first pageant. It was my first attempt to compete on pageantry. Someone says that it was beginner's luck, but it wasn't actually. It was more like a perfect timing for me because I got my degree, I got my architectural degree, I got my experiences from my architectural background, and I knew that okay, this is my time, this is my right time to represent my country in Miss World stage. So it is all about dedication and hard working. I must say, it wasn't luck. It was all about hard work and dedication and willingness.
Knowing what you know now, what do you wish you had known before you competed?
Oh my God, that's a great question. Well, um, I had misconceptions too, to be honest, about beauty pageants. I was so in my camp process in Miss Turkey. I was so scared with walking with high heels and having those walking thing. As I said, I do modeling, but modeling and pageantry walk is completely different. Yes, and I was so scared that I realized that, okay, it is not about being the perfect model, being the most gorgeous model on the stage. It is all about your purpose. I wish I knew this information before, because I was so stressed about my high heels and walking skills. So I'm so confident with all of my everything, because I knew that it is not just about glitz and glam, but it is all about what is your purpose and why did you start it at the beginning.
So now that you're going to be competing in Miss World, what have you been focusing on most in your preparations?
Well, I've been focusing on my English, to be honest, because a year ago I didn't speak English at all. I didn't speak in front of the crowd or audience. I really said that I have to say that it is my number one priority to improve my English skills. Then I'm taking currently classes for my English speaking skills. So I think also it is my second concern is to how can I say it will be more philosophical, but I try to find my real purpose. Yes, okay, I have a purpose about my pageantry journey, but about life, what is my real purpose? I am constantly reading self-development book, and I'm constantly searching. I'm constantly try to learn about myself, about my mental and emotional body. We are not just a physical body. We also have mental and physical bodies. So I'm working on them. I'm working on my emotions. I am working on my thoughts and mindsets, my perspectives. So I think people think that it is all about having a glamorous wardrobe or doing extravagant stylings, but it is all about self-discovery. I must say this whole journey is all about self-discovery, because I think that this is the most important part of preparations.
I couldn't agree more. I don't think enough people understand that pageantry is about discovering who you are and what you're passionate about and what you want to be in the long run, what you want to be remembered for, like we talked about earlier. And so I love that perspective, and I love that in your preparations. However, you still do get to pick out the pretty shiny things to wear.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
can you tell me a little bit about what your national costume might be like?
Might be like, okay.
Or you can tell me what it's like. Some people want to keep it a surprise, but
Okay. I think I can say something, little details about my national costumes. My national costumes will be about Adıyaman, the provinces, the one of the provinces that affected by the earthquake, and it is all about evil eye. Do you know evil eye? The Turkish sign of protecting ourselves from evil. But the real evil eye is from Adıyaman provinces. And it is actually some kind of sea rock, some kind of rock. And I will represent Adıyaman with those signs, but I'm not going to tell you more details. But I'm so happy to my national costume is related to my Beauty with a Purpose project.
that's really cool. I'm very excited now. I do know what the evil eye is, so I am like imagining in my head what I think it might end up being, but it's probably going to be a million times better than what
Yeah.
I have in my head. But
I'm so
so
excited.
I was going to say, are you kind of just sitting here stewing now, ready to go, or are you excited to kind of have some extra time?
Okay. If you say, okay, Nursena, you are going tomorrow to compete Miss Worlds, I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready to compete. I can prepare all of my luggages right now. So I'm so excited to meet everyone in the Miss Worlds competition. I can't say it's a competition, it's a stage where every individual can spread their wings and tell their stories. I'm seeing their projects too through social media, and I am inspiring from them. They are all intelligent, powerful ladies, and I know that we will interact and we will collectively work towards something greater.
For maybe somebody that is considering competing for Miss Turkey World next year, what would you tell them, or how would you encourage them to compete?
That's a great question, because I'm planning to do some kind of course, intensive course for this lady, because I did learn so much. I met every person. Maybe I met more than 10 people, previous title holder. I listened to their stories. I listened to their experiences in Miss World stage, and I combined with my experiences. But I think let me think for a second. I think the most important thing is, as I said, it is nothing to do with your external beauty, your external circumstances. It is all about your passion. It is all about your story and your project, and most importantly, your purpose. If you have a purpose, you are ready to compete. That will be my saying.
I love that. That is great. I think that's a really good set of kind of encouragement, is know what you want to do once you get that title, what your purpose is. I think that's the best possible advice. So to wrap everything up, because I'm sure you have plenty to do, and I also know that it is very late where you are.
Actually, it is 10 p.m. or something, but for me, it is very early.
It's 10,
Yeah,
10 p.m.
yes.
is early for you?
Actually, yes, I am taking acting classes, and I probably staying up until 4 a.m. in the morning. Yes, it is not healthy. I'm not recommended this, but my courses are too intense, and I have a lot of things to do. I have a lot of homework. I have a lot of auditions. So I think, yes, this is my early time.
Well, then to get you back to being able to do your homework, holy gracious, that's late. Let's just go through it. Have you ever played this or that?
Okay, I love that.
Okay, perfect. Sneakers, like tennis shoes, or stilettos?
Sneakers.
That's
I'm more than 180, so I don't need any high heels. Yes, I'm very tall, and in my daily life, I don't need to wear high heels. So sneakers.
okay, that makes sense. Dresses with a slit or dresses without a slit?
Slip.
Slit, like being able to expose your leg.
Oh, I prefer slits.
That makes sense. Dresses or jumpsuits?
Dresses.
I'm on that same page. Natural glam or full glam?
Natural glam, as I always say, natural glam, natural beauty.
I'm here for that as well. Gold or silver accessories?
Gold.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Do you like more being in the city or more being in the countryside and in the mountains?
I'm a city girl. I'm currently living in Istanbul, the most crowded city in Turkey. But I'm also really thinking that living in New York, maybe London. So I'm just a city girl.
New York and London are quite fun. I will admit they're a good time. So I could see you living in either of them. So your next one is evening gown or swimsuit?
Okay, there is no swimsuit around in Miss World, but I prefer evening gown, yes.
That's fair. I like that there's not a swimsuit around in Miss World, but just had to ask because you never know. Some people are like, well, I would still like to try swimsuit. All right, evening gown or costume?
Wow, that's a hard question. I think evening gown because me and my designer team are currently preparing my evening gown, and every time I see this gown, I cry. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to wear.
Now I can't wait to see it. All right, practicing or winging it?
Well, but yeah, very different things. But I think, yes, winning will be amazing. But being on the journey, uh, it is something more exciting for me because every time I practice, I'm constantly practicing on my English, constantly practicing my architectural skills and my acting skills, my modeling skills. I'm currently just practicing. So I think practicing, but winning will be so nice.
I love that. I love that. All right, and this one is my favorite, but lipstick or lip gloss?
I think I'm more like a lip gloss girl, not lipstick. I'm a gloss girl, yeah.
All right. If you can't tell, I am too. Well, where can everyone find you on social media to follow you on your journey to Miss World?
I'm sorry?
Where can everyone find you on social media to follow you on your journey to Miss World?
Yes.
But what are your handles? Like where can they find you? Social, like on Instagram, Miss Turkey World. Do you have is there a separate Instagram for that?
Actually, Miss Turkey Official is our main page. But also there is a lot of different fun accounts, but our main official website and account is Miss Turkey Official.
Perfect. I am very excited to see what your outfits turn out to be, but I'm more excited to see the impact that you can make with your Beauty with a Purpose cause. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was great to get to know you, and best of luck.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's such a lovely to meet you and share my advocacy and my project with all of you. And thank you everyone for watching and listening to my story. Have a good night and see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.